Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Critter Cares. I'm Dr. Henna, and today we're going to talk about household hazards that can be dangerous to our pets. Um, I hope you all are doing very well today. It's the middle of the week. It's been a good week. I hope it's been good for you guys so far as well. So, when we talk about household hazards, now of course it's great that we welcome these animals into our lives. Animals, birds, reptiles, and of course they enrich our lives. But there are a lot of things that are there commonly found in our homes that can prove to be dangerous for our pets. So we're just going to talk about that today. We'll first cover we'll just cover a wider scope initially. We won't go into species specific, but first we're going to talk about something that is dangerous to mostly all pets that we have at home. May that be a dog, a cat, a bird, a reptile, a rabbit, guinea pig, hamster. Okay, any of the animals that we might have at home. So let's just get into a generalized household hazard list. Okay, so the number one household hazard that most of our pets fall prey to very easily, and most of the times it's because we ourselves don't know that it's bad for them, is table food. Okay, it's most of the toxicities that we do get, most of the conditions that we do get in animals are because they've eaten something they're not supposed to. So table foods. Now we've spoken about the do's and don'ts of diets of pets in our previous talks, so we will just quickly run through all the big don'ts, which a lot of times they can culminate into something that is very serious. So again, chocolate is a big hazard. It is toxic to all animals, so chocolate must never ever be given to animals or birds or reptiles for that matter. This is, I'm just covering all of them here. Tea and coffee, okay, these are again toxic and must never be given to them, to any pets. Okay, onion and garlic. Okay, this is another set of food that should never be given to them. Now anything with oil and masala, of course, is a big no. Now high fat foods are also sometimes lying around, like your dog got into your fridge, or he pulled out a box of cheese or a box of butter. Now these are high fat and can prove to be very dangerous for them. This can lead to pancreatitis, especially in dogs and cats, so these should be kept away from them, and it shouldn't be given to them at all. Okay, other things in table foods are bones. Okay, a lot of times we think that dogs and cats eat bones, but no. Okay, this is not something that they should be eating, because a lot of times the bone can get lodged in their digestive tract, or the bone can break and splinter and cause cuts in the digestive tract. All right, so bones are a big no, and it's a big hazard, especially if even your dog or cat gets into the dustbin where you've thrown bones. And so these are the things you need to be careful about, and never, like, in general, don't make it a habit for your dog, cat, or bird to, or your rabbit or your hamster or guinea pig, to be used to they shouldn't feel like they can come to you at the table while you're eating and ask you for food. That is not okay, because a lot of things that are on our plates are not good for them. So don't make that a habit ever since they're small. Just discourage that. That is not something that they should be doing, and it can be very, very dangerous for them. Okay, another thing for dogs and cats especially is grapes and raisins. Okay, these can lead to kidney failure in dogs and cats. So grapes and raisins again are a big hazard. So if you have them lying around, make sure, even if a grape falls on the ground, your dog or cat does not go and eat it. Okay, now another these are food things, okay, that are common. These are some of the most common things that we get that have caused problems in pets. So do not feed any of these items to your pets. Do not make it a habit for them to come and eat off the table. We have a lot of birds that are used to coming to the table while everyone's eating, and they eat from their plates. And this is a huge health hazard for these birds. So please avoid that. Do not encourage it, and do not feed them anything off your plate. Stick to what they have to eat, and they will stay healthy. Okay, they are not going to get bored of their food. Okay. Now, things that we also need to be careful about that are lying around at home are things that our pets can easily swallow. Okay, so anything that is bigger, anything that is smaller than the size of their heads is something they can easily swallow. So if you have beads, you have coins, in cats especially, for some reason, are very attracted to hair bands or rubber bands basically. So something like this is what cats very easily swallow. They play around with it and they swallow it. A lot of times it hasn't been a single case. There are multiple cases of cats doing this, and they eventually need surgery to remove like about a bunch of these rubber bands or hair ties from their stomachs. So you have to be very careful about these while they're lying around. Mango kernels, or the gutli of the mango, okay, especially in the summer, is something that dogs very easily swallow, and it becomes an emergency, a surgical emergency, where the kernel has to be surgically removed. All right, so that is another thing that we should be careful about. So yeah, just be careful about the things that are lying around that they might be able to swallow very easily. So you might even have toy parts, like parts of toys that are small in size, and they can easily swallow those. We've had birds that have swallowed when people are trying to crop feed them, they've swallowed the rubber tube. Okay, and that again becomes an emergency, because we have to remove it immediately. If we don't want to go for surgery, we have to take it out immediately before it goes below the crop. Okay, so you have to be very careful about these things. Now, electrical cords. Okay, this is for all animals again. Puppies, kittens, birds, bunnies, whenever they're running around the house, they like to go to wires, they like to nibble at electric wires. So you need to be very careful about where your wires are kept, and keep them out of reach. Okay, keep them absolutely out of reach of these animals, because they can get electrocuted, and again, that is life threatening, and it is an emergency. So that is another huge hazard that we have in our houses on a day-to-day basis. Of course, we need electricity, we need appliances. So just be careful that these wires are kept out of reach, so that they can't go and chew on them or nibble at them. Okay. Then human medication. I cannot stress on the importance of this. Okay, any human medication must not come like, it should not be around animals where it's easily accessible to them, or they can nibble at it, bite it, swallow it, or anything. Okay, especially drugs like ibuprofen is extremely toxic to all animals and birds. Okay, crocin, which is paracetamol, acetaminophen, these are extremely toxic and will lead to liver disorders and liver failure in animals. All right, so these must be kept away safely. And please do not, if you think your pet has fever, do not give them crocin. Okay, we've had cases of birds which have had paracetamol toxicity. Dogs, cats, we've had cases in every species with paracetamol toxicity. So please do not feed your animals paracetamol. Okay, because, or crocin, even baby crocin, pediatric crocin, whatever it is toxic to them. So crocin must never ever be fed to your pets. All right. If you have any antidepressants at home, if you have any drugs at home, please make sure that your pets can't get to them. All right, they have been prescribed to us for a certain reason by a qualified doctor, and they do not, and they can be dangerous if they are taken by anyone else who they're not prescribed for, especially animals. All right, so make sure they don't get into those. So keep them safely, keep them locked away where they can't get to them. So basically, when you child proof your house, you need to pet proof your house as well, so that they do not get into any of these situations where it's an emergency that could have been prevented. All right. Now, diet pills. Okay, there are people who do take diet pills for whatever reason it might be, and these pills usually contain caffeine. Okay, now again, like we said, tea, coffee, etc., chocolate are toxic to animals. So a high level of caffeine in these pills is also toxic to them. So be very careful about them. Anything with the artificial sweetener xylitol is toxic to dogs and cats. All right, so that should never. So there are a lot of chewing gums, some sugar free chewing gums. Please always check the labels of what you're buying. If it contains xylitol, it is very toxic to your pets and it must be kept away from them. All right. Pesticides. Now, of course, there are mosquitoes, there are cockroaches, there are flies, and we like to spray things with we like to spray houses with pesticides, etc. So please be careful when you spray this. Keep the animals away from the area at least for 24 hours if this has been sprayed. So any permethrins are toxic if they are licked and will lead to serious symptoms. So like panting, there will be an increased heart rate. They will you can see that there is sort of in a hyper state. All right, so these things need to be watched out for. If you think that your animal has swallowed or licked anything that is potentially toxic, contact your vet immediately. All right, and they will tell you what to do, how to go about it further. So be very, very careful. Of course, rodenticides are toxic. So keep away any rat poison from your pets. Essential oils. Okay, now essential oils are something that we use for aromatherapy to make the area smell good. There are certain oils that are toxic to our pets. So tea tree oil and citronella oil are some examples which are commonly used by us, and these are toxic. Their fumes are also toxic, and if they are licked, they are also toxic to our pets. So you need to be very, very careful about burning those when pets are around. Okay. Another one is tobacco. All right. People who smoke must stay away from their pets, especially birds. Okay. Now, when you smoke, even if you're in the next room, your bird can still have the effects, because smoke, obviously, it travels. Okay, they will still have the side effects of the nicotine of the tobacco. So please do not smoke around your pets. Also, if you have smoked, please wash your hands extremely thoroughly with water and soap, because there will be remnants of the nicotine on your fingers, which can be toxic to your pets if they lick you, if birds, they come and sit on your hand, etc. So you need to be very, very careful about smoking anywhere close to your pets, because it is toxic for them. All right, the fumes are toxic. Alkaline batteries, which are sometimes lying around the house, if these are swallowed, again, they can lead to severe toxicity, because of course they will leak out the liquid. So if any alkaline batteries are swallowed by your pet, please immediately contact your vet. Do not try to go online or look on Google. Don't Google what you need to do. You need to call your vet app immediately to know what to actually do. Do not try to induce vomiting yourself without asking your vet, because you might be causing more harm than good. All right, so please contact your vet in case any of these things happen. Another food item that is toxic to animals is avocado. Okay, you need to keep avocado away from dogs, cats, birds, everything. All right, avocado is highly toxic to them, so please keep that away from them. Marijuana. Okay, there are a lot of people using it recreationally. It is not something that pets react to very well. So marijuana, smoking, again, the fumes are toxic to your birds. If your dog or cat gets into the marijuana, they eat some of the marijuana, again, it is toxic to them. So please be very careful if you have any of these items around. It is still illegal in India. All right, so please be very careful. And if your pet gets into it, it is an emergency. And whenever you, even if you fear that they have ingested something dangerous, please contact your vet and do not be afraid to tell them what they have actually eaten. All right, because the vets, we're not here to judge you or your lifestyle. Where actually we just want to save your pet. All right, so don't be scared of coming forward with what has actually happened, because it's the only way that's going to help us to save your pet. All right, so do not be afraid to contact your vet and tell them clearly about what has happened and what's going on. All right, now certain plants are especially toxic to cats. Okay, there is a long list which you can easily find on the ASPCA website. Okay, which is the poison control website. If you just go online, you will find a list of house plants which are toxic to cats. Okay, I will just name a few which are commonly found. So lilies. Okay, we grow a lot of lilies, or we get lilies in bouquets. So any part of the lily plant is toxic to cats. It leads to renal failure, which is kidney failure in cats. So you need to be very careful about not having any lilies around the house when you have a cat. Okay, then you have sago palm, which is a cycas species. So any part of this, especially the bud, is extremely toxic to cats, and it will lead to liver failure in cats. Okay, so you need to be very careful about these plants. A few other flowers that are toxic to cats are tulips, daffodils, azaleas. Okay, so if you just go online, there is a huge list along with pictures of plants that are toxic to cats. And if you are a cat owner and you take care of cats, you need to know which plants are toxic to your cats. Okay, so that they aren't anywhere around your house. Okay. So okay, let's come to birds. Okay, now a lot of times most of the things that are toxic for birds are aerosols which are in the air. Okay, so we have agarbattis. A lot of us light agarbattis at home for religious purposes, because we like the smell, etc., etc. So agarbatti fumes are toxic to birds. Even if you say you're lighting the agarbatti in the other room and the bird is in the other room, it's still not okay, because it is still going to be toxic to your bird. It's going to lead to respiratory problems. Sprays like air fresheners, aerosol sprays are toxic to birds. So but these you can of course spray in the next room and then come out. So but just be careful that you're not spraying these body sprays or air freshener sprays around birds, because those are toxic to them. Now Teflon coated pans or kadais that we use at home, the non-stick ones, which so when these are overheated, they release fumes. Now these fumes are extremely toxic and life threatening to birds. Birds can die within 24 hours of inhaling these fumes. So first, number one, your bird shouldn't be anywhere near the kitchen. Number two, if you see these fumes coming out of your non-stick pans, you need to ventilate the room so that these fumes can escape. Okay, they shouldn't be anywhere near the bird. You need a well ventilated area so that all these fumes can escape. So Teflon coated vessels which are used for cooking, if they are overheated, they will release these fumes which are toxic to birds, and your bird can die within 24 hours if they have inhaled these fumes. So please be very, very careful. Other toxicities are lead, zinc poisoning. These are heavy metal poisonings. When you see your birds, dogs or cats, they go to the walls if they're eating the paint. this can lead to lead toxicity or lead poisoning. So please be very careful, be very mindful of them doing this. It is a habit that you must discourage. Speak to your vet if this is something that might be related to some kind of deficiency. You need to speak to your vet about this if you see your pet doing this, because most of the paints that are used on the walls are lead based. A lot of times bird cages have lead based paint on them, so you need to be very careful of that. Because they of course they pull at the paint of their cage, etc. So this can lead to lead toxicity. I would suggest for all birds, this is for every single bird, just use stainless steel cages. Okay, these might be slightly more expensive than the other cages, but they will last you a lifetime. They will not rust, and you won't have to keep changing the cage, and there is a very low chance of toxicity, actually no chance of toxicity in a stainless steel cage. They are very easy to clean, and it is the safest material you can use as a cage for your birds. All right. So I think we've covered a lot of it. Just be very careful also of fungus that is growing around the house. A lot, especially in this weather, sometimes we have mold and fungus growing in some corners of the house where there might be water leakage. So please be very careful of your pets going and eating it, biting at it, or licking it, because that fungus can be toxic and can lead to serious digestive issues. All right, vomiting, loose motions, sometimes bloody loose motions. So you need to be very, very careful about these. If you think that your pet has swallowed something that they should not have, please immediately contact your vet. All right, let them have a look. Let them tell you what needs to be done to help your pet, and do not be afraid to immediately go to your vet, because they will not judge you. They only want to help you. They want to help the patient. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this, about any particular toxicities? A lot of times I've seen pets swallowing coins, etc. So these coins also could lead to toxicity from the metal leaching from these coins into the stomach and the intestine. So that is another source of toxicity. All right. So just like we child-proof homes, we need to pet-proof homes as well. Be very, very careful about what is there around the house. Now let's come back to birds for a bit. Birds are, of course, it's a debate whether birds should be kept as pets or not. But if you do have birds as pets, you need to be very careful. Number one, fans are a huge risk to birds, especially birds whose wings haven't been clipped. If they're fully flighted birds, they can fly into the fan. Okay. Okay, I'm just quickly going to take this question. I'm sorry, in the middle of this. The presence of plants can cause a problem, or if they eat it. So lilies, especially in cats, even if if they sniff the pollen, that is toxic to cats. All right. So just go online and look at the list, because they tell you which part of which plant is toxic to cats. It's a very big list, which I can't enlist here. But yeah, if we're talking about lilies, because that is the most common toxicity that we do see in cats. So yeah, so any part of the lily, even the pollen, is toxic, and it can be fatal to cats. And a lot of times, but they do need to eat the plant actually for it to show its toxic effects. So do go online and check out that entire list of toxic plants. Okay. Now birds, of course, fans are a huge hazard for birds. We've had, I mean, it can be fatal. They can break their wings, they can break their legs, they can they can literally get very, very seriously injured by fans. So fully flighted birds are at a risk of hitting the fan. Okay. And so you need to be very, very careful. Of course, wing trimming is extremely important in birds that are kept at home. And it is compulsory for birds to get out of cage time. No bird can be kept in the cage all the time. It is absolutely cruel and it should never be done. So, out of cage time, you have to hand train your bird. It is something that you need to do very patiently. You need to make sure your bird is comfortable coming to you, and it's not something that's going to happen in a day. It takes months and months, and you need patience. You need a lot of patience for birds to actually come to you and trust you and make friends with you. Okay, so you need to make that effort if you are bringing a bird into your home. Now, toilet bowls, okay, are also, yeah, it's funny, but yeah, toilet bowls which are left open, sometimes birds have flown in and fallen into the toilet bowl and drowned. So that is another household hazard for birds, so which are fully flighted again. If you have huge fish tanks at home, birds can fly and fall into those as well and drown. So you need to be very vigilant when you have any animals at home. You need to be very careful of a lot of these things that might prove to be dangerous to them. All right. Now, when we have multiple animal households, okay, like we have a dog and a cat and a bird, we need to be very careful. Okay, these are animals. Okay, there are a lot of times where we can't predict what they're going to do. Naturally, a cat is a predator for birds. So if you expect a cat to be extremely okay with birds, it's fine. Yeah, there are birds and cats that are friends. There are tons of videos, but I would never recommend that. You never know when they would, even in playfully, if they hit the bird with their paws, the bird can very easily get gravely injured. So when you have multi-species households, you need to be very careful. You cannot leave them unattended together. Okay, especially now, even when you have a large dog and a cat, even playfully, if the dog swipes at the cat, it is going to get injured. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful about these things. You cannot just leave them unattended, thinking that, oh, they've been fine together for so many years, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, you always need to be vigilant whenever you have animals at home. It is not something that you can take lightly. So be very, very careful about these things. All right. So we've covered a lot of the hazards that are commonly found in our homes. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can ask me now, or this will be uploaded onto IGTV and Facebook and YouTube. So you could ask your questions there as well. I hope this has helped you understand some of the things that could potentially be dangerous to our animals and it's present right in our houses. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly in very short just go through that again. So number one is table food items. Do not feed anything to your animals off the table. Bones, okay, is a big no-no. Fans for birds. Pesticides, be very, very careful of pesticides. Even floor cleaners can be toxic because your pet might walk on them and then lick their paws, and that can be toxic to them. Things that they can swallow. Okay, so anything that is smaller than the size of their head, they can swallow very easily. So they will chew on chappals, they will chew on anything. We have had dogs swallow socks. They will swallow anything, so be very, very vigilant about that. Electrical wires need to be kept out of reach because they will go and nibble at them. Any human medication must be kept away, or even medication that has been prescribed for your other pet or has been prescribed at another time when your pet was sick and they're not anymore, must be kept away. Now, especially things like paracetamol, which is crocin, ibuprofen, and acetaminophen, any antidepressants, any diet medication, any diet pills, all right, these need to be kept away. Any cleaning products, agarbattis, um, essential oils like tea tree oil and citronella oil. Okay, these need to be kept away from birds. Tobacco, so smoke, cigarette smoke, cigar smoke are toxic to all animals. So that needs to be very, very, very far away from them, not the next room, not anywhere else. And wash your hands if you've smoked and you're coming to play with your pet. Okay. Marijuana again is toxic, so it needs to be kept away. uh, Alkaline batteries, okay, paint, lead, zinc based any metallic substances that they could lick or swallow must be kept away. Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered most of it. Just one more thing I wanted to mention is naphthalene balls. Yeah, because in this weather we do use a lot of naphthalene balls to keep away cockroaches. We keep people in our drawers, etc. Naphthalene balls are extremely toxic to animals, and they lead to liver failure, kidney failure. They can also lead to significant brain damage. So naphthalene balls again need to be kept in a place that is absolutely out of reach of these of our pets. And if you've touched a naphthalene ball, of course, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water, so that if they lick you, they can't get any residues of it. So we've pretty much covered it all. I hope you guys have gained something out of this. And if there's anything that you feel that I haven't spoken about, or if there's anything that you want to ask me about, please feel free to, and I'd be more than happy to answer it. And please, if you feel like your pet has swallowed or eaten anything toxic, or if they're showing any abnormal signs, please immediately contact your vet. They are not here to judge you. Please tell them the truth about what has happened, so that they can save the life of your pet. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you, and bye bye, everyone.